folks, my next guest tonight is known for his documentary Roger and Me and his Emmy award-winning TV show TV Nation. He's just written a book right here called Downsize This, and it's already a bestseller. Please welcome a fantastic friend of ours, Michael Moore. I was flipping through this book today. It's this is some really funny stuff in here.
Yeah, and it's in English.
Yeah. Well, this is you've got a lot of. You're actually trying to help America. Is that right? You think? Is that fair to say?
Wow, I hadn't thought of it that way.
It's a real. Well, you've got a lot of tips here. For example, you have ideas on how to improve things. First of all, a new way to pick a president that you've actually given some thought to.
Well, I think most of us are pretty bored with these conventions and debates and. Look at the two choices this year, or three choices, right?
Right.
And I think that, you know, that's why a lot of people aren't going to vote. They predict 100 million people will not vote this year. I think what we need to do is get rid of these debates and the conventions and the primaries and, like, just have the two candidates in, say, a monster truck race. You know? put Clinton in Bigfoot, put Dole in King Kong. Let them have at it, or put them on American Gladiators.
See, this is the one I liked. This is this is the idea I prefer.
Climb the Velcro wall. Dole and Clinton. Can you see them? You know, Dole. Oh, I lost my pen. You know. Or what if instead of all this, you know, year-long campaign, the two candidates just had to retake their SAT tests.
Go through the same hell that many of us have recently endured.
Exactly. Highest score gets the Oval Office.
Right.
So
good plan.
Just a few suggestions.
But you're not just a guy. The point of this book is you're not a guy who's just talking. You actually take charge. You actually donated to the some of the presidential campaigns. Is that right? Well,
yeah, that's right. I was wondering, you know, would a politician take money from just anybody? You know, I mean, really, just anybody. And so I formed some legal nonprofit organizations, found a bank that would give me a checking account for each of these organizations. So there was a group I formed called Satan Worshippers for Dole. And I sent $100, I mean, a legitimate check, $100 check to the Dole campaign to see if he would cash it. And he didn't cash it.
Oh, okay. Didn't cash that one.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Then I sent Perot a check from an organization called Pedophiles for Free Trade. And
it actually says that on the check?
It says it right on the check with a little Made in America sign on it. You know?
Okay.
And he didn't cash that, but he sent me a nice letter back thanking me for my interest.
Yeah, and wishing you good luck.
And wishing me good luck. And then I sent one to Pat Buchanan, $100 from Abortionists for Buchanan.
Okay.
And he cashed the check.
No.
I swear to God. And I was so shocked at this, I thought, well, let's form another group. So I sent him then a $75 check from the John Wayne Gacy fan club.
Oh, my God.
And he cashed that check.
They're not looking at the checks? Do you have any of these checks?
Yes. This is right here, Buchanan for President from the John Wayne Gacy fan club. There, he endorsed it right on the back there.
It's on the back. It's endorsed right here. I think we'll just show the front of it first, just to show that you're not kidding around. John Wayne Gacy fan club, that's nice. And then an endorsement from...
Right there.
The Buchanan
for
president. That's now, incredible. Now, have you gone to the press yet with this?
I'm announcing it here tonight.
Oh, well.
So I guess that means we'll get a lot of coverage, right?
Yeah, right, yeah. You better go to the press, too.
No, actually, today, I just got a check from the Clinton-Gore campaign. I sent this months ago. I don't know what took them so long to cash it. It's endorsed on the back by Clinton.
Let me show this to people. Oh, this is great. This is a check that you sent that's been
finally
cashed and endorsed from the, get a shot of that, from the Hemp Growers of America. There you go, and there's a little endorsement on the back.
It took...
That's all right, trust us.
It took them a few months. It looks a little rumpled. They might have misplaced it, you know. They have a tendency to forget things.
You have some, that aside, which, man, this is going to be a big scoop. You have some interesting facts in this book, some stuff I didn't realize. First of all, you say that there are a lot of major companies in this country that actually employ felons. Is that right?
That's correct. What many corporations have done while they're downsizing, while they're getting rid of workers, they've hired prisons and prisoners to do their work for them. and paying them like 10 cents an hour. And a lot of people don't know this, but for instance, there's a prison out in California that if you call at certain times of the night to the 800 number to make an airline reservation on TWA, you're talking to an inmate behind bars.
An inmate behind bars is actually saying, do you want aisle or window?
Yes.
Smoking or non-smoking?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Why don't people know this?
It just hasn't been publicized until tonight.
That's just incredible to me, and that's the actual people you're talking to.
Yeah, or how about, you know, when you get those calls from AT&T at night, I believe it's in Colorado, you know, they're calling you, will you please switch from MCI? That sometimes it's an actual inmate from Colorado who's calling you, asking you to switch from MCI. Can you imagine some of those phone calls? That's why they're getting all the business. People are like scared, you know, to not switch.
Yeah, I would think that would be very frightening, actually, to get a belligerent call from an inmate telling you to switch your phone company.
But again, you see, it's just the plan of these corporations to you know, get rid of people, make more money. And I had this idea, actually, I put it in the book, where, you know, why don't they just like close down entire factories and turn them into prisons? Because and then you know, wait for the workers who are out of work to turn to crime. Then they can be arrested, go back to the factory that they used to work in. They already know the job. And instead of paying them $10 an hour, just pay them 10 cents an hour.
This is a wonderful solution. I feel better about this country. You know, before we go, one thing that really fascinating about this, and it's the real stuff in the book that's the most fascinating. There are real downsizing tips that corporations use when telling employees that they're getting rid of them. And you found that it's like in a memorandum or something? That
I was able to get a number of memos from companies like Chase, Manhattan Bank, Chemical Bank, the Times Mirror Company. They have actual memos that they give the bosses on how to fire somebody when they're going to lay off, you know, 3,000 people. And it's things like, make sure you get all their keys and their disks and have security present, and you know, the things you would expect.
Basic things, right?
And then it goes, make sure you have a box of Kleenex available. You know, have a glass of water. Don't take no for an answer. If the employee does not seem to be in touch with reality, call security immediately. And it's like one thing after another about, you know, and I call this the etiquette of downsizing, because now, you know, we have a certain way on how to behave when we get rid of people. I think it's a real shame, Conan. I think it's, you know, people work hard, they want their piece of the American dream, and unfortunately for a lot of people now, it's just they're working longer hours for less pay and less benefits, and, well, you know, guys like Andy here, you know.
What?
Oh.
He's got.
He hasn't heard.
He's one of the hemp growers of America, actually. Andy. That's the cause he really believes in. Don't worry about him. The book is quite fascinating. It's called Downsize This. It's already doing great.
Yeah, it's really, they've already ordered the second printing. It's on a couple bestseller lists, and I'm very happy, and thanks for having me on. And, you know, congratulations here on your 30th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
I'm looking
forward to it.
All right, Michael Moore.
Thank you very much
for coming. Michael Moore, everybody. Laura Keitlinger, very funny woman's coming up. We'll be right back. Stick around.